Hello, and thanks for joining us for B-Sides Pittsburgh 2026 Speaker Series. My name is Justin Leapline, and I'm one of the hosts of the Distilled Security podcast. Today, I have with me Greg Anderson. Greg, could you introduce yourself and discuss a little bit about your talk?
Justin. Thanks for having me. So my talk is going to be titled Diagnosing Offensive Security Programs and What Comes Next. And so myself, personally, I have a background in offensive security as well as things like governance. So really is intended to blend those two things together to help organizations develop a lot more capabilities out of what they're doing
Okay.
with offensive security today.
So that's awesome. Is that from companies that are on a budget? And obviously, like financial organizations, they have huge budgets for teams like that. Like, is it blending both of those together, or you focus on a particular industry?
Uh, really kind trying to be agnostic to both vendors as well as industry size, things like that. So obviously larger organizations, larger budgets are going to be able to afford more in the space.
Yeah, more
But I want to
dedicated teams and skills and all that stuff
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah.
exactly. But I want it to be accessible to everybody who's just starting out, who's doing their first pen test, right? How can I actually leverage this to help influence my overall security program
Yep.
rather than just check a box?
Yeah, I think that'll be great and everything. There's a lot of people. I was just in discussion the other day. I think it was on a podcast talking about how you can leverage pen tests to get what you want, get a little bit more budget. Whether you filter that through or not. There's a lot of cultural stuff and political stuff that sometimes feeds into it. So yeah, I think that was a great talk. So somebody watching your talk, what are a couple of points that you're hoping they walk away from? After listening to you.
Yeah, I think a couple of core things are first and foremost, try and change the perspective of what you're gaining out of a penetration test. Oftentimes we do it, it comes out with a list of tasks that we have to get done, right? And we do those tasks, and then the same time next year, a lot of these things resurface, right? So try and look at root causes of what's causing these things to surface rather than just addressing the vulnerability itself. And I also have a framework that's kind of like what this talk is centered around that I built, a website that
Okay.
goes along with it, with the ability to do a self-assessment to see kind of where you fall from a maturity perspective on offensive
Nice.
security, and then what those next steps might be for you.
Gotcha. Yeah, and yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've seen pen tests where they're 6 months behind on a vulnerability, then they get caught up, and then you're absolutely right. You get around another year, and they're 6 months behind on vulnerability patching, type of thing again. So, yeah, I think that would be a great, and I'm really interested to see your framework and how applicable it is, into the programs and awesome with that. Um, so onto the conference side and everything. Are you looking forward to B-Sides Pittsburgh? What else are you looking forward to other than giving your awesome talk here?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love the community that's been developed around B-Sides and just security in general in Pittsburgh. So I'm just
Mhm.
excited to go see everybody that I probably haven't seen in a little while, and just kind
You're
of rekindle some of those connections, grab a beer, and just hang out with everybody and listen to what everybody else has to share.
Yep.
Like a great community, and I love learning from everybody else in it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you, Greg, for taking the time to share your talk. If you're listening to this, definitely make a plan to go hear Greg. I think he'll give a lot of great insight into this that's really important to the security program. And for the audience, make sure that you stay tuned. We're going to have a number of other talks here for great speakers. So be on the watch out for that. Thanks, all.
Thanks,
Bye.
Justin.